Well, good morning. Today is Saturday, August 17th, and we are going to our Watcher meeting, and I am hoping for a loss greater than 1.6 because the brat, and I blame you, Giggles, the brat lost 1.6. And the reason I blame Giggles is because she sits next to her. I have no reason to blame you, Giggles. None at all. But anyway, I have to lose at least 1.6. I'm going to lose 1.7. Just to add a little spice to the mix. But anyway, I am hoping for a loss. I think I did fairly well. I know I didn't eat much yesterday, but I really wasn't hungry, and I really thought I'd wake up in the middle of the night being hungry, and I didn't. I slept. But anyway, we'll get to that because I do have a story about last night. But we have birthdays today. Yeah, lots of birthdays. We have a birthday over in West Virginia. West Virginia Running Don's daughter, Sammy. Today's her birthday. That's Dexter's sister. But Sammy gets her own song. Forget about Don. Forget about Dexter. This is all about Sammy. Because today's Sammy's day. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Sammy. Happy birthday to you. Gotta wait for your cha-cha-cha. Cha-cha-cha. Because there was a car coming at me. And they didn't want to move over. You know, you only have half the lane. You just have half. But I learned that lesson early on. But oh, happy birthday, Sammy. I hope you have a really good day. Really, I really, truly do. But in Michigan, we don't get snow as bad as we used to. We used to get a lot of snow. We can still get a lot of snow. We do have like our big snowstorms. But I had just learned how to drive. And I was driving down the street. And that was before they plowed the streets. Way back in the olden days when you didn't get your streets plowed. And we didn't have snow days. We walked to school. We walked in the ruts in the street because the snow on the sidewalks was too deep. I know, a mile uphill both ways. I know, I've heard that one too. But anyway, I was driving, and it was my first winter storm. And some car was coming at me down the middle of the lane. And the rule was that you took off to the side and you just kept the one side of your wheels in the rut. And then the other ones would make a new rut. So that way you'd at least have the grip of the two tires there so that you could not get stuck. Well, I didn't realize that. And the person was just being selfish, taking up the whole road. And I got stuck and I couldn't get out. No matter what I did, I couldn't get out. Because usually if you just go back and forth 100 million times, you can get out. I had to wait till, I had to call, how did I do that? Oh, I wasn't that far from home, and my brothers, I went home and walked home and got my brothers, and my brothers came and they pushed me out. And then my father said, I told you, you don't give up both ruts. You only give up one lane. And I said, I will never forget that. And I never did. I always remembered that you get one lane from me, buddy. That's all you get. Because after that, I'm taking my own way out of here. But anyway, enough of that. I know the guy behind me saying, oh, here's your invitation. You can go. If you stopped talking on your phone, you could have gone. No, I couldn't. It's also Patty Jones's birthday. So, Patty, you get a song. She's saying, why did you go on that rant about the snow? Jeez, oh, Pete. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Patty. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. And you think 2 birthdays would have been more than enough. But no, we got another one. Yay! You know, I always like to sing. I can't sing worth a toot, but I love to sing. Because today is Sabrina over at Sabrina's Search for Health and Happiness. Today's Sabrina's birthday. So Sabrina, you know you're going to get a song too. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Sabrina. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. At this restaurant, we went like their pizza. They went out of business. So we're hoping that we're going to get this other, there's a rumor that we're supposed to get this other one that's supposed to be even better going to move in. So I am wishing and hoping and thinking and praying. I want it to come true. Not that I need another restaurant. Or, well, you know what? We really don't have that many sit-down restaurants that are around here. Other than they're building an Olive Garden, which is like a danger. Flying to the danger zone. Danger zone. Because it will be a danger zone. Because Jim and I love the Olive Garden. We go there every year for our anniversary. It's just one of our favorite restaurants. But anyway, I was going to tell you about my night last night. I went to bed right around 1:30, something like that. And fell right to sleep. Well, I didn't want to put the air on because it's not supposed to get muggy till today, and it is muggy right now. But the guy behind me was having a party, and it was not excessively loud. It was party loud, and we wanted to sleep, so we put the air on. And so I thought, I'm going to sleep so good tonight because of the air, and won't hear all the noise from his party. And I went to sleep about 2 o'clock. Oh, boom, sound asleep, out like a light. And then my phone rings at 4 o'clock in the morning. Usually when you have a phone call in the middle of the night, it's not good. So I didn't really want to answer it because nobody ever gets a good call in the middle of the night. Well, it was my grandson, because my grandchildren are determined not to let me sleep in the morning. It was my grandson David had called me, and he says, Grandma, did I wake you up? And I look at the clock and I go, yes, David, I don't get up this early. And he says, well, what time is it? I says, it's 4:12 in the morning. Oh, well, I'll just call you back when you wake up. And I go, no, you got me up now. What do you want? Well, I needed to, he's going to do DoorDash. So I know Angela, my wife, did that. Angela, if you still watch, I don't know, I know she doesn't put videos up, but Angela, if you still watch, is this worth his while doing this? Because he's doing this as a side job. But anyway, when he was 16, if people follow me a while, they know that I had legal guardianship of David for his, wouldn't have been his junior year. Would it have been his junior? No, his sophomore year of high school. Things just didn't work out, and he had to come live with me for a year. And so I had legal guardianship. And when he was with me, he had just turned 16, so we got him a job. We opened him up a savings account. We got him a debit card. We did all of that stuff. And so I had all of his information. So I have a file cabinet, and I kept all of his information. Well, he doesn't do checks anymore, but he uses his debit card. But part of the thing, because they get paid direct deposited, he needed his checking card and information, his routing number, and all of that. And he knew I had all of that stuff in my file cabinet. So let me get up and get it. Go into my file cabinet. So I got all that stuff. Went back to bed. Right back to sleep. Didn't even faze me. I was like out like a light till about 8 o'clock, and then I woke up because I got to get up for my meeting. But I felt bad for David because you all know he just bought a new car, well, new to him, a 2014 Ford Fusion, yeah. And yesterday he had to work half the day in Flint, Michigan, which is about maybe an hour and a half north of here. And so he had to work half a day there, and then the other half of the day he had to work in Detroit, which would have been about a 2.5 hour drive from Flint. So he went and he worked his shift in Flint, and then he drove to Detroit because he was going to be on the same job with his dad. And they sent him out to pick up lunch. On the way home, they told him to pick up lunch, and when he stopped, when he got back in the car, his car wouldn't go into reverse. It couldn't get into any gear. So they called the dealership where he bought the car, and it was under warranty. So they said that he had to tow it to their place, that they wouldn't pay for the tow, but they would pay for the repair. Luckily, he had towing insurance on his towing insurance with his car insurance, and so he had it towed. And then we did find out that there's a recall on 2011 to 2015 Ford Fusions for the transmission. So either way, he'll get it fixed. But he's without a car. I feel bad for him. So, but the reason he had to go to Flint is funny is because it's mostly older guys, like Jim says, old men. They were like in their 40s and 50s. So they sent the 20-year-old and under. There was another kid that went with them. He was 20, and David's 18, because they had to unload the drywall and bring it down into the basement, and the old guys didn't want to do all the lifting. So anyway, okay, we're here. Let's hope for, what did I say? I want 1.4. That's what I want, 1.4. Okay, we'll talk to you. I'll let you know. Okay, I know the brat's saying, yeah, lose 1.4, lose 1.4. Now, I just realized it was 1.6, so I got to lose 1.7. You're not going to trick me that easily. Well, you'll be sorry, brat, because you've set a fire under me. You've unleashed the beast, because I have every intention of staying way ahead of you. Giggles is going to have to hold you back because I have come and met my match with you, and you might get into the, you have to remember that you weigh in on a Monday and I weigh in on a Saturday, so you'll probably get into the 20s before me, but I'm going to give you a run for your money, girl, because by next Saturday I'm hoping, but I'm going to have to be really good to get into the 20s next week, because I weighed in today at 233.3, and I think you were 231.4, so I'm what? A little less than 2 pounds more than you. But you only lost 1 point. What did I wrote it down? 1.6. Girl, you got to do better than that to beat me. I lost 2.3. Yay! For a total loss of 70.9. Okay, I wanted to thank you in all seriousness, Angela, brat, that you really have lit a fire under me, and I have every intention of leaving you in my dust, because now I am 10.5 points up. I don't have a microphone. 10.5 pounds ahead of you. You better get moving, girl. You're not going to catch up with me. I'm not going to allow it. Okay, Jim texted me while I was in the meeting because he's making macaroni salad with his hamburgers that well, it's not a hamburger, it's a venison burger. So I have to make that. He makes an excellent meatloaf. I make a pretty good macaroni salad. So David and Jimmy are coming to finish up the basement tonight, and so or today, and so he wanted to give them lunch or dinner or whatever it is, and so I have to go to Kroger's, but I'm going to go right past that bakery department because this was the incentive I needed. And at the meeting, somebody had the Premier Protein drinks that they were giving away because they didn't like the vanilla flavor. Maybe it's not the best flavor to try out, but I always was afraid to buy it in case I didn't like it because I'm kind of cheap that way. So this way I'll be able to try it and see if I like it. Try it. You'll like it. We'll see. Okay, let's go to Kroger and then get on with our day and stay on track. Okay, I'm going to have a cup of tea, a glass of water, and a slice of pizza, and a crazy bread. I started my day with a prayer. I drank 50 ounces of water. My quote is, so many of our dreams at first seem impossible, then they seem improbable, then when we summon up the will, they become possible. I did lose 2.3 pounds today. I've got my will back. Danny came by yesterday and brought pizza. I didn't want to have it yesterday, the day before my weigh-in. I love cold pizza, so I saved a slice of bread and a slice of pizza. So it's 13 points. I still have 10 points left. I'll use those wisely the rest of the day and enjoy my slice of pizza and my bread. Okay, I'm going to have breakfast for dinner. I'm going to have a cup of tea with some water and my usual fruit platter with some bacon. And I had 3 points for my half a Lender's bagel, 3 points for 4 slices of my spinner cut bacon, 1 point for my Laughing Cow cheese, and 0 for my berries, banana, tea, water, grapefruit. I forgot the egg. 7 points. There you go. Okay, I'm going to end the video right now. I spent the day watching the collab videos, so I fell behind on watching everybody's other videos that they posted. Usually people post, at least on the weekends, they post something. So tomorrow I'll catch up on the ones I missed today. It's kind of like I was on vacation, it seemed like, because when you're on vacation, then you got to play catch up with everybody's videos. But we had 24 ladies in the collab today, and I wanted to make sure I saw every single one of them, so I watched them. Jimmy and David were downstairs with Jim doing the basement, but then Jimmy and David forgot that they had to go to a family picnic on Samantha's family side. So they only worked half the day. So David's going to come back tomorrow and do a little bit more, but then Jimmy's not coming back till next week. But while they were doing it, I was watching my videos in peace and quiet. And I had my dinner, which was very filling. And then I did go and make some popcorn, but the caveat here is I measured out 3 tablespoons, because 3 tablespoons was a serving of the Orville Redenbacher. So I took my little tablespoon out and I measured it, and and then I used that just salt on it. So, and that was 3 points, and I had 3 points left over. It worked out perfect. I still have my 42 weeklies, but I I know that the brat thinks that she's going to beat me, and I know she's not. But now I find out that Sue over at Sue Slims Down is trying to catch up with me. Well, she's a little bit ahead of me now because I'm 70.9 and she's 73 pounds. And so I guess I didn't know it, but I guess we're racing to 100 pounds. And so now I got two challengers taking me on. You know, they've lit a fire underneath me because I am more determined than ever now that I am going to succeed. I'm going to also include down there in the description box below a link to the collab that we did today, which is Mind, Body, and Soul, in case anybody didn't see it. And then also I'm going to include the link to Live Fuller, Love Fuller, because somehow we didn't notice that she didn't have her link in there until later in the day. And then I noticed that some of the channels didn't include her link. And I wanted to make sure that you did know that she was part of the collab. So please go down in my description box down below and check out her take on Mind, Body, and Soul, because it was very interesting. It really was. All of them were really interesting. And what I loved about it is I got to learn a little bit more about each person. And it really was kind of mind-opening in a lot of regards. And it just shows you that we're all in the same boat. We may be rowing in the different directions, maybe fighting against each other or whatever, but we're all on our own journey. And we all have our take on the right way to go. And if it was, like I said, if it works for you, then that's the right way to go. So, anyway, I don't know why I even said about rowing our boat the wrong way, because I think we're all going in the same direction. We all want to lose weight. But we all have a different destination. We all have a different way to get there. I love Birdie. I love Birdie to death. But Jim and I always say if we get lost or something, we must have taken a Birdie shortcut. Because Birdie always thinks that she's got a shortcut, which is inevitably the long way. It's just the long way. Let me tell you, it's not a shortcut in any way, shape, or form. And how she can ever consider it a shortcut is beyond us. So whenever Jim and I are trying to go somewhere, or if we get a detour or something, we always say it's a Birdie shortcut. Because it's not a shortcut. It never is. It never is. But you know, you just sit there and say, okay, let's go. Birdie's Birdie. Just like I said, Jim's Jim. Luckily, there's only one of me in the world, which is a blessing. Let me tell you, it really is. So, okay, enough silliness. I'm going to see you guys tomorrow, and I think we got a birthday tomorrow. But if not, you'll still see me. You can't get away from me. I'm like a bad rash. I just show up all the time. No, we don't want a bad rash to show up all the time. Oh well. I'm going to end on that note.